that. You understand me, Lilith?
The first season of Hazbin Hotel left us with a few mysteries, but the biggest has to be the circumstances surrounding Lilith's disappearance. She left Charlie nearly a decade ago without a word and never returned to reclaim her throne. Neither Charlie nor Lucifer knows where she went or why she left in the first place. And we viewers have half the puzzle. In the first season's finale, we learned that Lilith has lived in heaven the entire time. Not only that, but she had a deal with Adam that Lute takes on after his death. Unfortunately, we don't know why Lilith went to heaven or what that deal entails, but we can discuss the consequences it might have on heaven and hell, which is exactly what today's video will be about.
I already spoke to Lilith.
Lilith?
Yes! Please, I told her to go down and stop her daughter!
Number 1. A paused arrangement. Lute didn't waste any time once she got back to heaven. With Adam's halo in hand, she tracked Lilith down on the beach and declared herself the new commander of the exorcists. To be fair, it was a natural assumption, given that she was Adam's lieutenant and served under him for years. It makes sense for his successor to inherit his official deals and documents, especially if they concern heaven's security. Whatever the details of the deal were, it gave Lute the authority to command Lilith in her quest for revenge. She tells Lilith to do something about Charlie and the hotel. In the second season, Lute is in for a rude awakening. Not only is no one taking her seriously, but Sarah gives the position of commander to Adam's son, Abel. Yeah, Abel's not a fighter, and he doesn't have any feelings toward his dad, so he disagrees with Lute's plan to retaliate against Hell. Sarah also tells Lute to call off whatever commands she gave to Lilith, which prompts Lute to text her a vague, "You're off the hook for now." That message tells me that Lute plans to use Lilith in the future, and that she still has a way to call in that deal. Regardless of Sarah getting in the way, Lute puppeteering Lilith might not be a matter of if, but when.
You had no authority. You are no longer in charge, and you will remain the lieutenant.
Number 2. Charlie's protection. Since we don't know why Lilith made a deal with Adam in the first place, we can only assume she had a good reason. My first guess is that it has something to do with Charlie, because she seemed to care about her daughter's well-being, inspired her, and never dissuaded her from her positive outlook. Charlie also speaks highly of Lilith and seeks her advice. It only makes sense for Lilith to leave Hell if she did it to protect Charlie because they had a good relationship. From what we've heard of her, I don't see her abandoning her kid. Lilith has ignored Charlie's calls for about 8 years. That's a long time to go without talking to your family. Oddly enough, she doesn't make an effort to block Charlie's number. I bet she listens to the voicemails but can't answer the phone. Someone might have her phone bugged listening in on her calls and conversations. If Lilith fears someone like Lute or Sarah listening in on her conversations with Charlie, then ignoring her calls altogether is just another way to protect her. Whatever this deal is, it might hold Charlie's life in the balance, forcing Lilith to do heaven's will.
Found it through the death of one of us. That cannot mean nothing to you.
Or he was redeemed.
Number 3. Lute's blackmail. Everything we know about deals and contracts comes from the demon's perspective. In an overlord's case, making a deal with someone gives them control over their soul, allowing them to call on them and use them as the deal sees fit, often for eternity. Overlords can also inherit someone else's collected souls by killing them. Alistair did this when he first got to Hell, increasing his power by taking out other overlords. I assume that inheriting souls also means inheriting the deals that bound them in the first place. If that's true, then the same rules might apply to angels. Now, I don't expect angels to make life-altering deals often, especially when it's their job to protect human souls. But the circumstances are a bit different with Lilith. I theorize that Lute might inherit Adam's deal because she succeeded him in rank. But if that's true, then technically, Abel's the one who chooses what to do with Lilith's deal. The only power Lute has in this situation is knowledge, and she could shake things up by using Lilith's presence as blackmail to hang over Sarah's head. I doubt Sarah wants her people knowing she allowed the Queen of Hell into their home, so Lute holding the truth over her head could give her all the influence she needs to do some real damage.
Lute, this changes things.
It changes nothing.
Number 4, the deal is off. I'm doing a lot of speculating here, but there's always the possibility that the deal ended when Adam died. Aside from the exorcists, I doubt most angels go about killing one another to transfer deals, and inheriting them seems like something that the two willing participants should agree on. Heaven is all about keeping things fair and pleasant, so trapping someone with loopholes doesn't seem like their style. So if the deal is off and Lute has no real authority over Lilith, what might happen next? We might know the answer. There's a month-long time skip between the 2 seasons, and in that time, Lilith doesn't appear to do anything about Charlie or her redemption plan. It seems like she completely ignored Lute's demand and went about her day lounging by the beach and having tea in a quiet garden in heaven. All things considered, her life in heaven seems peaceful, and I don't think Lilith will let Lute ruin it. Of course, with her free will restored, she might get in the middle of the upcoming conflict, do some damage to heaven, or return home. All options will have major implications for the rest of the series.
You know more than anyone here how much hell has tried to gain power for an uprising.
Number 5, someone outs Lilith. When we return to heaven in the 2nd episode, the Council of Angels finds itself in an uproar. No one can decide what the best path forward is, but Lute begs them to take the threat hell poses seriously. I'm not sure if she actually fears demons and what they're capable of, but she definitely wants to go back to that hotel and get revenge on Charlie. Sarah scolds her in front of everyone, and Lute manages to keep quiet until everyone else leaves. Then, when it's just her and Sarah, she mentions meeting with Lilith. Lute had begged and raged minutes before, refusing to silence herself as her fellow angels welcomed Serpentius into heaven. She could have mentioned Lilith then, but she didn't, which tells me that no one knows she's there. I already mentioned Lute using the information as blackmail, but what's stopping someone else from telling the truth? Another angel might stumble on her one day and spread the word. Abel might hear about her and panic. Regardless, Lilith in heaven will make many angels turn against Sarah and second-guess her leadership.
Now they know they can bring down an archangel. Now heaven is in very real danger.
Number 6, Lilith takes Charlie's side. At the end of the day, Lilith remains a character shrouded in mystery. She doesn't speak, she barely interacts with the other characters, and her scenes remain brief. We don't know anything about her or what she's doing. Our best impression of her comes from Charlie's memories, so I can't help returning to the bond they must share. I know Charlie gives everyone the benefit of the doubt, but considering she gave Lucifer the cold shoulder for years, I don't think she's romanticizing the memory of her mom. It makes the most sense for Lilith not only to be a good role model for Charlie, but also to care deeply about her. Like Lucifer, it may be a matter of time before she comes out of hiding and comes to Charlie's aid. Her presence in heaven puts her in a unique position, and if she returned to hell, she might have information on their more powerful angels and what they plan to do. If there's going to be a war between heaven and hell, it only makes sense that it will take all the morning stars standing together to have a fighting chance.
Your deal is done, and I'm in charge now. Your brat is threatening the very foundation of heaven.
As far as the villains go, I'm a huge fan of Lute. I loved how vicious she was last season. And from what we saw in the 2nd episode of Season 2, her revenge could do some serious damage to the Hazbin Hotel. I hate to think that she might use Charlie's own mom against her, but now that she's willing to defy Heaven's leadership, there's nothing she won't do to avenge Adam. Whatever this deal is, the stakes couldn't be higher. We can only hope that Lilith has some way to get out of it before something terrible happens. What do you think the deal is? How do you expect it to play into the 2nd season? Let us know in the comment section down below.
I cannot hold my tongue when I have seen firsthand the destruction that demons have caused us. The threat they pose.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Not the good kind.
And now I have to answer to him. He's nothing like you.